Most people believe that earning more money automatically means having less debt. It sounds logical. More income equals more financial freedom, right? But the data tells a completely different story. The truth is that some of the highest earners in the world, people pulling in 6 and 7 figures, are quietly drowning in debt. And the reason why might be the most important financial lesson anyone can learn. The illusion of the big paycheck. There is a deeply rooted idea in society that a large salary is a ticket to financial security. People chase promotions, work overtime, and hustle for raises because they believe that once the income goes up, the financial stress goes down. But here is what no one talks about openly. A higher paycheck does not automatically create wealth. It often creates the perfect conditions for a bigger financial hole. Research shows that 62% of people earning over $300,000 a year still struggle with credit card debt. That is not a typo. More than half of the highest earning individuals in the country are carrying balances they cannot fully pay off. And among people earning over $100,000 a year who carry credit card debt, nearly 3 out of 4 have been in that debt for more than a year. High earners are not just getting into debt, they are staying in it longer. The culprit behind this pattern has a name: lifestyle creep. When income rises, expectations and spending habits rise right along with it. What once felt like a luxury, a designer wardrobe, an upgraded car, a spacious home in an expensive neighborhood, slowly becomes the new normal. The raises keep coming, but so do the expenses. A larger home means a larger mortgage, higher maintenance costs, and bigger utility bills. A status symbol car means higher insurance premiums and costlier repairs. Every step up the income ladder often comes with a matching step up in spending. Take MC Hammer as a clear example.
You want to continue to say what you is pure rap and so forth. Okay, you have that.
At the peak of his music career, he was earning tens of millions of dollars. He built a $30 million mansion and employed a staff and entourage of around 200 people. When record sales slowed down, those enormous ongoing costs did not slow down with them. By 1996, he had filed for bankruptcy with $13 million in debt. His income had been extraordinary. His lifestyle had been even more so. The same pattern played out with Mike Tyson.
Mike spent quite a bit of time yesterday talking about
who earned over $300 million throughout his boxing career. By 2003, he had filed for bankruptcy with debts of $23 million. The money had been real, and so had the mansions, the luxury vehicles, and the extravagant spending. But none of it had been managed with the future in mind. Income without a plan is just fast, moving money. It moves in, and it moves right back out. Why high earners stay in debt longer? The financial struggles of high-income earners go deeper than just spending too much on nice things. There are psychological, structural, and economic forces working against them, and most of them go unnoticed until the damage is already done. One of the biggest traps is access to credit. High earners are approved for larger credit limits, premium credit cards, and bigger loans. The system rewards their income with more borrowing power. But having access to large amounts of credit and knowing how to use it wisely are two very different things. Many high earners fall into a minimum payment cycle, where large balances sit and accumulate interest month after month, because the income feels comfortable enough to justify not paying everything off. Over time, that comfort becomes a financial anchor. Taxes are another factor that often gets underestimated. Moving into a higher income bracket means a significantly larger portion of each paycheck goes directly to the government. The gross salary looks impressive on paper, but the take-home pay after taxes is often much lower than expected. Combined with inflation that quietly erodes purchasing power, many high earners find that their lifestyle costs more than their actual disposable income can comfortably support. Then, there is the social pressure that comes with a certain income level. High-income professionals are often surrounded by peers who have similar or higher earnings. The expectation to keep up, whether at work, in social circles, or through visible markers of success, pushes spending even further. This is not always conscious. It is a subtle, ongoing pressure that shapes financial decisions in ways most people do not recognize until they check their bank statements. Nicolas Cage is one of the most
He was so obsessed with his lizards. All he wanted was to photograph the lizards. He never wanted to put me in a close-up.
documented cases of this reality. Despite earning hundreds of millions of dollars from a long and successful acting career, Cage admitted to being $60 million in debt at one point. He had poured money into luxury real estate, rare comic books, exotic collectibles, and extravagant purchases that seemed manageable given his income. When the IRS came calling for unpaid taxes, he was forced to sell off assets just to settle the balance. Cage avoided bankruptcy by taking on a relentless work schedule, accepting nearly every film role offered, and slowly digging his way back out. She filed for bankruptcy with debts reportedly reaching $50 million. Her situation was complicated by unfavorable music contracts that kept her in perpetual financial obligation despite strong album sales, combined with rising personal expenses and medical bills tied to her lupus diagnosis. Even a career filled with Grammy Awards and sold-out shows did not protect her from the compounding weight of unmanaged financial obligations. The lesson here is stark: income alone is not a safety net. Without a clear, intentional structure around how money is spent, saved, and protected, even a multi-million-dollar career can buckle under the pressure. The path to real financial control. The most important mindset shift a high earner can make is this: income is not wealth. Wealth is what remains after all the expenses, taxes, and debt payments are cleared. Many people with high salaries have very little actual wealth because the gap between what they earn and what they spend is razor-thin or non-existent. Building real financial control starts with confronting the lifestyle creep problem honestly. Every new expense that enters a budget should be evaluated on whether it is genuinely improving life or simply signaling status. High earners are particularly vulnerable to conflating the two. The bigger home might offer convenience, but it might also be bleeding money every month that could instead be working through investments. Automating savings and debt payments changes behavior in a powerful way. When money is committed before it can be spent, the temptation to absorb it into lifestyle costs disappears. Financial planners consistently emphasize that the highest earners who build lasting wealth are not necessarily the ones with the biggest incomes. They are the ones who pay themselves first, live on the remainder, and treat debt repayment as a non-negotiable bill rather than an optional priority. Emergency funds matter at every income level. One of the surprising findings in financial research is that high earners are just as likely as middle-income households to cite unexpected expenses as a reason for accumulating credit card debt. Medical emergencies, sudden job changes, or legal costs do not care about salary. Without a financial buffer, even a high-income household can be derailed by a single unexpected event. Tax planning deserves consistent attention. Working with a qualified financial advisor to understand deductions, investment vehicles, and long-term tax strategy can preserve a significant portion of income that might otherwise be lost. Many high earners focus so intensely on growing their income that they never address how much of it quietly exits through avoidable tax liabilities. The real truth about high-income earners and debt is not scandalous, it is deeply human. More money amplifies behavior. For those without financial discipline, it amplifies spending. For those with a clear strategy, it amplifies wealth. The paycheck itself is neutral. What matters is the plan that comes with it. Every person who has worked hard to increase their income deserves to actually keep it. That means spending with intention, treating debt as an emergency rather than a convenience, and recognizing that financial security is not a product of earning more. It is a product of managing what is already there. The size of the paycheck never tells the full story. The balance sheet does.